Hey.
I already did it. So don't repress the button. Don't do it again.
Dangerous. Very, very dangerous. Welcome to Wednesday. But before you do that, just welcome to Wednesday, because this is a really special Wednesday. You guys got to check this out. Check out what's on the Whitepaper Chronicles, ladies and gentlemen. The day that the Uplift team goes through the white paper, the first part of the white paper, the one that we worked so hard on, and the day that you've all been waiting for. And some people couldn't even wait for it, which is really great.
I mean, the amount of passion and energy that's been around this is just it's just shocking. Actually, I was talking to NKY, who's introducing me to a Canadian exchange later today, who wants a presence in some kind of metaverse. We're gonna have a little introduction chat with those guys. And so we were talking about some element of this. It's like, if you've read the white paper, it's like, yeah, I've read the white paper like 3 times. I'm so excited. It's not even funny. I'm like, okay. But we have noticed that not everyone has taken the time to read through it. Totally get it. There's a lot there, right? And so we figured we'd bring as many people on the team as could show up. We'll probably do 2 or 3 of these things so that we have a chance to get through all of it, and just walk through it. We're going to walk through the entire white paper, and then just for TC, I'm actually going to take all this down and send it out as a limited edition audio podcast or something, just because that was a request we had as well. So anyway, thanks for joining us, guys.
Just last week, a couple of us messed up stuff that was in the white paper. So
it's true. There's a lot, and my brain is not infinitely large. Anyway, so this is actually where we do gratitudes as a team. So that's what we're going to do it today. So Super Sam, let's start with you.
I am grateful for solid communication.
I'm into that. All right, Chris. You're muted again.
I'm grateful for a diverse community.
Awesome sauce. Dennis.
Oh, yeah, I'm grateful for progress.
Jimmy.
I don't know how to tie all those 3 together, because that was me. I'm grateful for constructively tuned passion.
Awesome.
So in case you can count, there's actually 5 of us here on the line today. Corey, Dennis, who's our superstar web star. I don't know, something there. Super Sam, who does the socials, and Chris Tuttle, who, she's just a Tuttle.
The Tuttle,
right? There will be books written about her if there haven't already. Speaking of books, we're here to go through the Whitepaper Chronicles, which is basically a show that we came up with in one of our meetings, I think, where people just decided that we needed to come out here and go through it. And I think Chris maybe was the impetus of maybe suggesting this. And so why do you think that people should tune in to today, tomorrow, and potentially the next day? And what kinds of things are we going to cover and talk about? And why is this going to be maybe the most useful information that you've heard about the Uplift so far, Chris?
Right. I'm personally super excited about it because, we all wrote the white paper, but this will be the first opportunity for us to all go through it together, paragraph by paragraph, talking about what we put together. So I think the community is not only going to get the white paper, which they can always read, but they're going to get our best takes on what we've meant by it. It also gives us a great opportunity for community feedback here. This is still just our 0.1 edition of the white paper, and things are going to change. And as a DAO, we sure want the whole community involved. So now's a great chance to just dig in and make whatever changes we think need making too.
Yeah, and you'll notice like it's on GitHub, right? So like GitHub, and like this is the thing. It is a white paper, but it's not an article on the blog because it's intended to be dynamic, right? Like we're intending to, move forward and use the impetus of the community and what changes happen as like a productive, progressive change type of thing. And I just want to say personally, like I've been doing pitch decks and various things with, bunch of different teams throughout the space, but putting this white paper together, working together through this with this team is one of the most amazing experiences I had. Just the way that it fell together and people, honed into their own kind of superpowers, dropping things in, and it was just really amazing experience. So I'm excited for people to see everything that's in there and hear about it too.
All right, well, should we get going?
Community first metaverse built on the Wax blockchain and running on Minecraft as a base layer. Well, Mr. Founder.
All right, well, we'll start at the top. The Uplift World is community first metaverse built on the Wax blockchain and running on Minecraft as a base layer. Subtext for now. Built from the ground up with gratitude in mind, it's our mission to allow for a safe and sustainable environment where all can thrive. We've been open to landholders and those they add as members to their plot since April 2021, which for a blockchain metaverse is a good indication we are well beyond our infancy. Our community is a large group of active people who have been a big part of helping us develop our value base and direction. The Uplift is still in alpha, but already so many have put in so much to support us in our quest. The founding team and community has developed organically in our Discord server and in-game running events, helping each other or just hanging out. We believe this is what gives the Uplift its longevity and will always guarantee its success. Yeah.
I mean, there's something there. Like there's something definitely there that we should, plug into if I can just find it, which I can't. But you should definitely go watch that video because,
if people haven't seen, if you want to watch the trailer, we can do that. I mean, it's the one right on the website. It never gets old.
Never gets old.
But yeah, this is people know where that is. They can go find that stuff. It's on the YouTubes.
It's on the YouTubes.
It's all
all over the YouTubes. It's
right.
So hey, by the way, I just want to shout out that I got a DM. Corey's the only one that knows about this, but like I got a DM today from somebody telling me that like last week they went back and they started binge watching our earlier shows. Okay, like you rock, all of you who are binge watching our earlier shows. Thank you for being on the YouTubes with us.
Right? That's apparently we don't suck. Anyway, so the Uplift's home base in the metaverse is on our Minecraft worlds empowered by the Wax Chain NFTs. We will explore and expand to other chains as well as other platforms with certainty of a solid foundation. This gives us the flexibility to incorporate different technologies for our worlds as well as the powers of various blockchains. We are positioned to expand through partner projects, IP acquisitions, in-house development, or by amplifying community-built projects, always striving to maintain the plot and world architecture laid out by our previous NFTs. No matter which platforms you may be able to visit in the Uplift, your neighbors will always be your neighbors. With all the above in mind, we are in the process of converting the ownership of this project into a DAO, with our governance functions joining our land plot NFTs in blockchain immortality.
So the best part about this is we get to do the whole backstage thing and give our commentaries, because there might be a few things that people, we realized today that people might not quite understand. So if it's okay with all of you who are on the line, I'd like just to open the floor up to anyone who thinks that there might be any clarification there or something that you want to point out that's impressively important. And for me, that actually happens to be our neighbors will always be our neighbors. And you might be able to jump through metaverses, through portals to various parts of the metaverse that are, potentially in the future situated on different blockchains. But your plot is your plot, and that NFT opens up the development rights for that plot. And that's your ownership in the metaverse. That's your space. That's your place. That's the thing that counts for the most. And so for me, that's the most important thing on that page, anyway.
I love it. I think the thing I'd maybe add is the other platforms as well as other chains, right? Like our home base is here on Wax and our home base platform is Minecraft. And we've done great things on both of them. It's really cool. Especially like when you think about other projects that do a land sale and then have to go through all the development of figuring out what they want their land to do. everyone who bought land in the Uplift sort of knew what they were doing ish with their land from day one, and it was very quick that we were able to get people in game. But that doesn't mean that either Wax or Minecraft is where we're going to stay forever as our only platform. There's no reason to give up platforms. We're not going to move away from places, but we're going to expand into more places. And so ideally, the same land, the same plots, the same worlds that you've got in Minecraft on new platforms, new games, new metaverses, you might still have those same plots and those same neighbors and that same sort of basic architecture of the world. So in Minecraft, you might have a castle on your plot. In some other game, it might be some sort of spaceship, but like you're still going to have the same people around you building with you. So
I just want to address this before you jump in, because there's only 2 hours, maybe 2 hours left for the uplift selfie. Is that correct? Does anyone have a time on that?
Sam, you're muted.
Yeah, it ends at noon, so an hour and 45 minutes.
Thank you, sister.
Woo woo. Good question.
Are you gonna read through this whole thing, or do you want to take turns? How do you want to do this? There, senpai sensei.
We can take turns, but the purpose and vision is it gets my.
I totally think that you should get teary eyed with this, so go for it.
Yeah, it's definitely a possibility. I almost did, even just like thinking about starting this out and the history that we have so far. I get verklempt. It's the thing that happens. Anyway, so purpose and vision. No game to just slap and label metaverse or NFT onto it, a movement in its beginning. The Uplift intends to be the multi-chain glue that holds the Minecraft metaverse together. This is a slight misquote of Crypto Q in our Discord and highlights how amazing our community is. We have creative worlds where nearly any block in the Minecraft palette is available to builders at will. We also have a survival world cluster with shared inventory and an in-world player-to-player economy. We support community-run events, as well as host our own, from public access or passport NFT gated gallery openings to boat races, PvP tournaments, scavenger hunts, quests, and selfie events, speaking of which, and an ever-increasing list only hindered by the imagination of our collective selves. It was, in fact, the act of encoding our shared gratitudes in the original cathedral during the start of the pandemic that shaped the vision of the Uplift before it was the Uplift. It is objectively profound and is one of the most important parts of the Uplift to us. Gratitude monuments such as the Cathedral, Uplifters Tower, Tunnel Gratitude Building, and the Cathedral are a testament to the historic origins of all we have accomplished and believe in on a very real personal, community, and organizational level. The fact is, however, the Uplift is composed of a vast number of individuals and means many unique and just as important things to them all. And again, I think we've only scratched the surface of those kinds of things that are going to be in the Uplift as we go. For some, it's about building your dream ranch in a quiet corner of an immense metaverse. Hanging your own family photos on the wall, planting your own food, running a shop to sell goods you crafted yourself, and reinvesting your gains on a neighboring plot for your children to play on when you have them. It's about them walking into your metaverse house and seeing those same pictures in 10 years' time. There's the verklempt. Still not your cup of tea? Maybe you want godlike powers to live a dream life, where you build greater-than-life surreal structures that also double as an art gallery to showcase the art you and others have produced out there in the real world. Perhaps you want to exponentiate your exposure through the vastness of the metaverse. Maybe you even want to change the whole thing every month forever to show the world what you're capable of. Maybe you want to get a plot in our survival cluster and dig farm trade for every block that goes into your build. Maybe you want to open a massive store and spend your days balancing uplifting prices and supplies. Maybe you like moving people from place to place and want to run a portal hub to make a large world feel cozier or to direct attention to your favorite builds. And when you feel done, maybe you want to put that plot up for sale on Nifty Blocks or Atomic Hub and start all over again on a new plot or a new world. That's our vision. The building, growth, and interaction of an incredible like-minded community brought together through and to experience individual and collective passions that shape our world and the metaverse we have chosen to be part of in the most beautiful and profound ways on our journey together. And the good people of the Uplift World are the sole factor setting our metaverse up for success, beyond just another room on the net or game to be played. I
think Cowie threw in that if that's not your cup of tea. So shout out to Cowie, because today is Cowie's birthday, by the way. So happy birthday, Cowie, which is great. B, have you ever thought about audiobook narrating? Because that was pretty good. And and C, definitely you should go click on all of those numbers at some point when you're reading through the white paper on your own, because like they all lead to really cool places that like benefits us through SEO and things like that. The more views that we can get, the more search optimization that we can get, the better it is. And I have a pretty good inkling that there's some pretty cool things found behind those numbers, if I might be certain and honest about that.
Fair enough. You want to take the next one?
Well, I mean, I can. Dennis can. I mean, Dennis might be Dennis or Tuttle might be the superstars for this if they want to do it. Because you know, I just a pretty face, as we have established here just about every day, and there's some really interesting dynamics that work behind the scenes of how the NFTs work. So Dennis, do you want me to read it and then you can give the synopsis after that, or would you like to give it a go? It's up to you.
Oh, sure. I will defer the reading to you.
Okay, sure. All right, let's go, Scroll Man.
Oh, do you know what? Okay.
No, I can't scroll. It's your screen.
I'm on it. Got it down.
Okay. To get started in the Uplift, you either need a land or rail key NFT, or to be added as a member on a plot. The best way to get added as a member is to join Discord and post in the plot share channel. The Uplift Starter Guide. You can find another copy of this actually over on the website. I actually can't read that.
Well, and this is another great example of community-created content, right? So we didn't make this starter guide ourselves. The community put it together for us. And this is one of the strengths of the Uplift going into a DAO, is being able to have all of these great, talented people right here on hand for the whole community.
Yeah, I like this was a really well done one actually. It's so acquire a Wax wallet. That's the first step. It's easy to set up a Wax wallet. Just go to the site wallet.wax.io and just register or sign in using Google or other platforms available. I think they've got like upwards of 14, 15 different social logins that you can use, whichever is your preference. Facebook, Twitter, whatever. Minecraft accounts can be bought from different online stores, or you can just visit Mojang's official site, minecraft.net, to buy an original Minecraft account. Now, of course, as you probably know, you need Java account, but that's, again, all outlaid on the website. You'll need to get your own plot or get invited by someone to join the server. If you don't have a plot, you just have to buy a land or rail key from the NFT market sites like Atomic Hub and I think now NFT Blocks as well.
And right now we're talking about maybe 100, 110 wax for a plot, so it's really not super unreasonable. $30 or $40 to get in game.
Right. Link your account. After you have your own Minecraft account and your own rail, plot, or passport, you need to go to enter TheUpLift.world and sign in with your Wax wallet. Enter your username and link it. Then go to the server and verify it. Play and earn. After you join the server, go to your plot and start playing. You can build, mine, farm, or do anything you want to start earning wax. You can also visit shops, travel around, and make friends. Wax is distributed on a weekly basis, and the more you play, the more you earn, up to a certain cap level, I should add. You can also use Upliftium, our in-game currency, to purchase in-game items or sell in-game items to obtain it. The last season, we actually added another token, Blue, and we'll probably be doing that in the future as well with partnerships and things like that. So it's definitely like a full-scale play-to-earn roadmap ahead, I think, depending upon where we end up branching.
Totally. And I think since we wrote this, we added, like you say, the first partner token drop with Blue that's coming up at the end of the season, but also plot shards as an NFT that we're dropping through rewards. And so now we're also set up for partners who want to drop tokens or NFTs based on our reward system to the people in our metaverse. So I think that's going to be very exciting. I'd also just note at the bottom with Upliftium, you can buy and sell items from other players, not from us, not from the team or the DAO, but from a player-to-player driven economy.
And Dennis has actually put together an amazing little starter guide over on the website that goes through step by step how to go through all of these, phases, how to, with screenshots and everything. So if there's anything you'd like to add, Dennis, about.
Yeah, I think speaking of NFTs, we are obviously in the alpha at the moment, and this is just the tip of the iceberg. So we will have so much more coming. We will have a little glimpse in the futures section of this white paper. And also convenience is king, of course. So we will also work really hard on lowering the barriers and make it easy to get into the game, much more convenient over time. So this is just the start.
Yeah, that's great. A specific point on that too. Like we're on Minecraft Java, and we're on, I think it's 1.16.1 version. So it's not hard for people who know how Minecraft works to change their installation and get on that. But we would like to make that a lot more compatible. We're looking at ways to let Bedrock users join directly as well as people on consoles. So hopefully we'll have some progress on that. And just a note as well that if you buy Minecraft Bedrock, Microsoft is going to be giving out Minecraft Java for free in the summer too. So, it's up to you if you want to spend the money to buy Java as well right now or wait a little bit. You've got both options. But yeah, we're going to try to be all over the place soon.
That's cool. That's super cool. I didn't know that actually. So that's really interesting. And so just to address some of the things that are happening in the comments, again, just go over to, the uplift.world. Click on the little top menu and you'll see the starter guide, and it'll give you step-by-step instructions. But even if those are confusing, as Dennis said, with finding how to set it up, just pop into the Discord, and there's lots of helpful people in there that'll walk you through. I mean, sometimes even in the early days, there was a lot of people that were having issues. So it's, as Dennis said, if you're used to Minecraft, it might not be that difficult. But if you're new and you're from the metaverse, I mean, there's lots of people there that will help you out, and they'll do it in public where everyone can see it, right? If they send you an email and says, send me your NFT because I'm going to help you, then don't do that. just don't send anyone your NFT.
Good note.
Right.
And close your Discord DMs, everybody. I know that some people still like to keep them open, but just close them. It's too risky out there. You're much better having a friend request go through from someone, have them confirm in the same channel where they've got a role or something like that, and make sure it's the right person, because there's just too much impersonation going on everywhere.
Yep, I got that talking to yesterday after somebody tried to sell me a Cool Cats for like $1. They're like many thousands. All right, so adding members to plots. Anyone else want to take this one?
Good talk. Sure, landowners. I can go for it.
Oh, Super Sam, yes, please. Do it. Yeah.
Adding members to plots. Landowners can go to entertheuplift.world to add building rights for others on their plots. Simply find the land or rail you wish to add members to under the Keys tab, click on the Mechanics button, and enter the user's Minecraft account you wish to add rights onto your plot. Members added like this have full rights to resources, building, use of the plot, and access to create and maintain player-to-player shops. They will receive active rewards even if they don't own any land themselves, and the landowner will also get rewards for the activity on their plot. Through this system, several community members have scholarship programs where new members can get in-world and earn enough rewards to eventually get a plot themselves. And is that the end of this page, or is there's a little bit more? Okay.
Yeah, there's more.
So should we talk about that, or should we finish this and then?
I mean, yeah, just to run over it, because I think it's worth people understanding, how deep this goes, right? The play to earn thing. We have minor NFTs. You get those NFTs, and it'll like drip you some uplifting over time, right? Which are in-game token. But the real juice, the real benefit, is that anybody walking over your land or playing on your land or doing things on your land is earning you, upliftium and a little bit of wax and whatever partner tokens we get in the future, right? And they're actually earning as well. So we really wanted to create this experience where players are incentivized to play, and people that own plots are incentivized to create experiences for players to come to their land to play on them, right? Everybody benefits, right? It just and so far it's even just with the relatively short time that we've had that up and running, it's created just an amazing number of things, experiences, galleries, raceways, just like everything you can imagine, right? So that it's been really effective, and I think we're only scratching the surface of it.
Well, and I think the way that it was divided early on, where you've got player rewards and landowner rewards, is really interesting, because then you can have like people that are coming in that are doing builds that maybe can't get land, and they can still get rewarded, and they can still, create this really interesting sort of like metaversal economy, that works in the survival worlds, especially, or cool creative builds on demand, essentially in the creative worlds, which is really interesting. And I mean, like, don't email Jimmy D and say, hey, Jimmy D, like, how can I get more rewards? Because like, I don't know the secret formula. Like, most of us don't actually, like, and we change it up, all the time, so that we're rewarding real people that provide real value instead of bots, right? And so like, there's very few people that actually know the exact specifics. So you can be rest assured that like, we're thinking about this because we want community to benefit, not AI and robots. Like, go Sam.
So also, if anyone who's listening is interested in either having people be whitelisted to their plot or getting whitelisted to someone else's plot, we do have a special channel for that in our Discord called Whitelist Connect or Whitelist Connection. I'm not sure if it... Whitelist is in there. And yeah, you can just go in there and say what plot you have, what you have going on, how many people you want, or if you just want to introduce yourself and get to know people.
Totally. One more just little note, you can add up to 7 different people per plot that you own, so they don't have to be the same 7 people on every plot that you own. We are looking at letting people add more members to a plot by paying an Upliftium fee. There's a good chance this will initially just be on enter.theuplift, where you click on the plot, and then where you can add members, there will be an add new member. You can click on that, burn some Upliftium, and add a member to that plot. If possible, we would love to make that transferable along with the plot and the NFT, but we're just dropping a few teasers.
Yeah, cool. Well, thanks for sharing that. Okay, so for the most part, all land and rail plots are being actively built on or collecting rewards for players and landowners are complete from within the system described above. The corporation itself does, however, have some accounts that are beyond the regular mechanics of the system. The Uplift Services account on Wax is the holding account for all lands not yet distributed to the community members of the Uplift World. This account is not registered in enter.theuplift.world and therefore does not receive Upliftium and Wax rewards as do the community-owned plots. The Uplift World 1 Wax account is another account dedicated to operations in use by the founding team. In the early days, a variety of strategic communities were selected to help populate the first worlds and were gifted pieces of land to build on for when the servers were opened. It became apparent over time that some of these communities were not able to fulfill their obligation to build and bring their community to the extent that was originally hoped, and the project needed a way to ensure that these dedicated parcels of land would always remain in the care of those that were actively increasing the value of the Uplift World mission. So for this reason, we have created the Uplift World 1 account, which we use to manage whitelists for those community projects we are waiting for to prove they are here for the long haul and not just a quick flip. By default of using enter.theuplift.world site to whitelist members to these plots, they do collect Upliftium and Wax rewards. However, at this time, the plan is to burn the Upliftium and return the Wax to the rewards pool. This is not to say that this cannot be changed in the future and the rewards be utilized to benefit the entire Uplift ecosystem at some point further down the road, but this is likely something the DAO will tackle when the time is riper for such considerations. That was a mouthful.
Yeah, for the record, I should probably read the stuff that I write.
Yeah, you can always
really
tell
run on
Jimmy wrote it. Yeah,
but I can
never say with 10 words what you can say with a million.
Right? I mean, like, I get paid in Upliftium, and it's cheap right now. That's fair enough. So, but that might change because there's a lot being burned, which is really interesting. But I can expand upon this a little bit because this is my last 3 days have been kind of full of dealing with this. So the Uplift World 1 actually account is no longer collecting wax rewards. It was for like a week, and then we blacklisted it. So yes, we blacklisted our own account to make sure that we weren't taking the rewards that were supposed to go out to the community. The second thing is there's a few communities that have come in and put together like really stable builds, and so those are intended to go out in the next little bit. So that those people will be able to partake in the DAO tokens as well. And I mean, Corey remembers, I think we had 50 Genesis and 50 gratitude, like kind of interviews, you, me, Kawe, like other people to get these communities in. And some of them just blew us away, right? Like, I mean, that's kind of how we found Gary, was through the Void, the Void community build and things like that. And it's really exciting. And I think what I'm most excited about for in the future is when we get to go to Ethereum and do the same thing, and Terra and do the same thing, and Solana and do the same thing, and bring these communities into the next, version 2.0 of the Uplift World metaverse.
Yeah, it's how we 100x the number of people that are in our ecosystem, and nothing will have a more profound effect on the floor price of land NFTs on Wax than what we're going to be going out and doing, in my opinion, in my humble opinion. And honestly, like if I'm wrong about that because something else does it while you and I, Jimmy, and the rest of the team are working on that, then yeehaw. But we know that works, right? The base thing is, if you have 1,000 people looking for 100 pieces of land, you're going to be having a good day. If you have 100,000 people looking for 1,000 pieces of land, it's the same story.
Right, and
OG land.
Totally. And to that end too, like if any of you are participating in projects on other chains, either working with them or collecting them, and if the community is strong, like especially projects that have been around for a while and the community is strong, we don't need a like massive floor price or for it to be like a top tier project. There's lots out there that are very underrated. And so reach out, and if you can help organize an interview, we'll get these people on stream, we'll get them access to a plot, and we'll start to really integrate with the community that the current uplifters know and love on other chains as well.
Maybe
one other just
giveaways.
Totally. Just one other tiny boring feature from the other page that we should probably add is the Nifty Blocks P and Uplift Pools X wallets are the wallets that hold land keys from packs that still haven't been opened yet. So those don't get rewards either. We don't really even have control of them. We put the lands in and then we basically can't get them out because they're reserved for pack openings. So if you ever see lands in those two wallets, the only way you'll be able to get them is by buying the packs that those lands are for.
Man, those packs are going to get so valuable over time. I know Ken Bozak, he's absurd about this. He buys packs to never open them. So that's just, he's a nut job that way. And I love him for it. It's absolutely ridiculous. All right. So anyone else want to take Experience World?
Well, I mean, I'm happy to take it, but I know how eclectic you get about this because you are blown away by the galleries and the things that have happened in the Uplift and when we're on stream. So, I mean, I want people to see that, Corey has passion.
All right. Chris Walker in the comments just asked which packs. They're packs from our original Genesis sale. You can actually find them, if I'm not mistaken, under the Uplift World 2 collection on Atomic or Nephew. All right, so Experience Worlds. A unique feature of the Uplift World is the ability to create Experience Worlds. These are taken from connected plots on any of our existing worlds and uplifted to separate hardware. Basically, just means we could take, your gallery or your, event space or your giant ice boat challenge. I think Chris is making one of those. There's a few really cool. We basically carve that out and put it on its own server. We have a very long conversation about the limiting factors of Minecraft running on a single thread and how challenging it is to get thousands of people on a server. It's effectively not possible, right? Because it's all having to run through, all the information in that server is running through one tiny little pipe, basically, right? But what we can do is host events where we have, many people on, a single server. And that's going to get exciting. That in the near term, that's how we scale and many more people get to experience this. Anyway, so these Experience Worlds copies run separately, allowing much greater player capacity. They can have rules tailored to more customized wants and needs than the base metaverse sector. Anything done by participants in these experience worlds stays there, making it ideal for visiting gallery opens or events, races, player versus player, etc., as it does not throw the day-to-day operations and dynamics of the base layer metaverse worlds out of proportion. The owners of these plots will get landowner rewards for activity on both the original plots and the experience worlds, which is awesome. The DAO will be in charge of making these experience worlds from popular builds anytime they need an area for an event. We already allow for individuals and projects to negotiate and spin up their own experience worlds manually, but in the future we plan to include an automated option based on the combination of Upliftium burning and a wax time-based fee on our enter.theuplift world site. If there's anyone that hasn't seen the mall gallery, just search mall gallery uplift on YouTube and watch it 100 times. It just never gets old. Or even better, go visit. The mall gallery hosted an open server event allowing for anyone with a Java Minecraft account and an Access NFT available for free on Nifty Blocks to come in, wander about, and check all the amazing Star Wars fan art in this build. That was sort of our first test of this experience, and it worked real good.
Right, and we've had conversations like about a lot of the there's been quite a few events that have ported over their own servers in recent times, and we've had conversations about the validity of these NFTs that people could pick up for free or very low cost, and come and just join the world and just walk around and just see what's going on. I mean, watch Corey get set on fire by his 5-year-old nephew. I think he's a bit older than that, but anyway, but there's some really interesting ways that people could, with great projects, could market it and build a metaversal home that all of their people could come in and hang out in, and all they would need is that Java account and that NFT. And it's a great introduction to get people in here and seeing what amazing things are.
Right. A bit of a spoiler too. I mean, most of you guys know basic DAO structures, but this will mostly be handled by our events committee, right? So if you're interested in helping to determine plot regions to spin up for experience worlds, event types like battle royales, things from other Minecraft servers, bed wars, things like that the people are used to, try to join the events committee or at least participate in the discussions so that the events committee can take advantage of your experience playing these events elsewhere. I think the goal will be to have lots of events and for there to be a combination of things like gallery walks that are peaceful and relaxing, enjoyable experiences, and intense things that include player versus player combat. We can have experience worlds where you can bring your gear in, but then bring nothing back out. Right, and then use other metrics to give you rewards like Upliftium or plot shards or other things for the leaderboards. We have tons of options that we want to explore, but it's one of those areas where previously the team's pretty small, so we couldn't do as many events as we would necessarily like to. Post DAO, we're going to have everybody else to lean on too to help get this organized. So really looking forward to it.
Abso-smurfly. All right.
No, I can do.
All right, cool. It's pretty basic.
So NFTs. There are several NFT assets under our collections on Wax, and soon to be probably on other blockchains as well. Here are a few of the relevant ones you may consider having in your possession, allowing development rights in our metaverse to get you started. Now, if you're new to the Uplift world, when you have one of these NFTs in your account, it allows you to go there, register under enter.theuplift world and build and mine and do whatever, as we said before. So we've got, lands and rail keys. Those are our main ones. There's various sizes that go out, but the majority of our NFT plot sizes are slated for 50 by 50s. Now, 50 by 50 is pretty small, but it's a lot smaller than the size of Mars, which is what we started out with as a world. And we moved over. I think I keep getting this wrong because I think it was like Saturn or something. It was way bigger than Mars. But 50 by 50 is fairly small. But if you go and you watch that mall gallery post that Corey told you to go and watch after this stream, obviously, that was a 50 by 50 plot.
Yeah.
And I mean, the amount that could be done in that. Yeah.
I used to think they were small. They're just not. Yeah. You can see Sam moving her hands up and down. It's a giant, tall super scraper building size area that, if used, with a little bit of creativity, is just unbelievably massive.
Everyone should go check out the portal hub right at Gratitude Spawn, because that is a perfect example how it's a 50 by 50, but Jerry and Okondo, they just built it all the way up.
That's awesome.
It's super impressive.
Yeah.
What was that noise? What was the noise that they made?
Whoop!
Well, and not only that, they built one at almost every spawn. And if you go inside, it's floor after floor after floor of spots for portals. So people can partner up with them and get portals put in. So now you can go to spawn and walk right into a tower and find where you need to go.
And I think my favorite one is London, because you walk in and there's a portal that goes to the upper floors of that building that you can only get to through that portal that has this giant statue of like Boba Fett in there, and it's just brilliant. I think that's pretty. I think that's the same people. I could be wrong though.
Right? Yeah, I'm gonna have to meet those guys because I want to have portals going into all those buildings.
Well, I mean, Corey keeps saying this, and Corey keeps saying that he needs to meet people on new blockchains, which I agree with. But what we also need to do is we need to have you guys who are building amazing builds come on the show. Monday is a great day for you to come on and give us a walkthrough of your plots and what you do and your build styles and things like that, and get some of your stuff on the blog too. But yeah, I love it, man. Like even having like 3-4 builders, like just making that our Monday jam. Because I remember the days when and Zest will remember this, the days when we first started. And I would visit every single build that was more than like a hut. And we did that over and over and over and over again. And now this is like the best kind of problem. There's no way to keep up. There's absolutely no way we can keep up now, which is absolutely incredible. But that's why we want to have people sort of if you want your build scene or whatever, let us know. Come on the show. Get a bunch of information and pictures over to Jimmy so we can put you on the blog. I think the Uplift Tour Bus is a series that he's been running. People actually want Uplift Tour Bus t-shirts now, and I don't blame them. That whole logo is super fun.
Anyway, so share your work channel.
Well, and shout out to if you don't have time to take 10 photos and write 5 sentences, then you can go into the Discord channel and you can put one photo and the plot locations, and Sam's been throwing things out there on the socials as well. Just to feature various images of those builds. So I think so. Corey, we've got 10 minutes before we have to go. Is that correct?
Yeah, I was thinking because we actually got through pretty much a section.
Yeah.
So why don't we call it? If anyone else has any questions in the comments, that's great. Obviously, Chris, Sam, Dennis, or Jimmy, if you guys have any other thoughts, as we kind of boot this up about anything at all, that'll be good. And we'll just I think we're planning on coming here tomorrow as well to just kind of keep this rolling and eventually get through the whole thing.
Yeah, well, we'll be back definitely tomorrow and probably Friday, because I don't see us getting through the rest of the white paper tomorrow. It's quite extensive, but tomorrow at the same time at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard, and whatever that equates to your universal time of day for you. And Friday we'll be back as well to go through that, and we might even actually have to tap into next week, which is cool too. But so if you guys have any, we came across situations today where people were a little bit confused about a couple things that were in the white paper. And I think that one of the things that we really want to do is we want to, especially in the later sections, when it comes to the DAO or when it comes to, how things are structured, make sure that we're crystal clear about going through these. So if you guys have any questions about things that you might not completely understand, I think for now you can probably throw them in the Discord AMA channel, and we'll try to keep an eye on that. And I know Tuttle's been making some notes, and I've been looking into some things and some others as well, so that we can amplify and express verbally some things that might not have come across as clear as they could have been on the white paper.
And keep an eye out on Twitter for more giveaways.
7 days. 7 days.
7 days.
7 days.
Yeah,
There's actually a little bit more.
Are...
We started a little earlier too with some surprise giveaways.
Right.
So that was fun.
That's awesome. Yeah, Jimmy and I, we started giving away shards on the regular shows as well. Just when there's kind of more time to be hamming it up. It's super fun.
I was in Thune today, and it was super exciting to think about. Thune charts.
No, I was just gonna say too, like, yeah, and even outside of the contests, any content that you all create to try to give people a clearer vision of what's going on here is hugely appreciated. Honestly, like any content is great. We love it. We love to see what you guys are putting together. I'm gonna shout out Douglas, who did a 3-hour video on Twitter. Like, I know that there was some confusion and like initially sometimes things don't always sound good, but like I appreciate that passion and that energy that people are willing to put in. And like, we want to be the kind of place where you want to spend 3 hours doing a video that even does have some criticism of us, because like, that means we're doing something right. And yeah, I can't wait for the rest of the DAO to get super involved here. So.
And I mean, like, we're in the mix of it, right? Like, we sat here together and we threw together this white paper, and then we went over it meticulously for weeks, made sure that everything made sense. But this is all baked into our heads, right? And so, like, it might make sense to us because we've been talking about it for 6 months, right? Like, we've been in the know for 6 months, whereas there might be some confusion with other people, right? So one thing I do want to clarify before we end this episode, which does kind of go back to the wax thing that Corey said earlier in the show, is these worlds right now are on wax, right? But the DAO tokens will be on Ethereum. And now that doesn't mean that the worlds are moving to Ethereum. They're not. They're always going to be on wax. They're always going to stay on wax. I can't see a case where they wouldn't. And I mean, if it happens, then it's possible. But the idea is that it'll be here. And Tuttle is going to always correct me, because she's the one in the know about possibilities and probabilities that can see like through space and time to shit that like I can't even comprehend. And we love her for that. So go ahead, Tuttle.
No problem. I was just going to say, like, we're never going to force people to move things to Ethereum that exist on wax. Like, having this DAO token on Ethereum is important for a ton of reasons. We'll be getting to that as we go through the rest of the white paper. But we're not going to say, hey, look, you have to move your wax plots over to ETH in order to use them or anything like that. Wax is our home. We're going to start releasing new worlds on other chains, right? DAO willing and everything. This is a really important part of what the Uplift is becoming. And those new worlds will still be connected to the existing worlds and clusters. So it's a chance for people on multiple chains to bump elbows without actually having to get wallets to those other chains, which is great. Once people are very comfortable with all of this, and we've got one world, one chain, people are used to using the different marketplaces for the different worlds, we can totally vote to do a bridge to let people move plots that are from one world over to a different chain and start to sell them. And we can look into how to track that so it's not a pain in the butt for someone who, say, wants a neighboring plot and finds out it's been moved over to Solana. Like, there's lots we can do. We don't want to start there, and we would never force people to do that. So...
super important. Yeah, there's been tons of demand for people that are getting into these other ecosystems, and that's only going to get up as we create this amazing network of like multi-chain communities, right? Where people might feel like they could put a gallery plot up for sale on Ethereum and get like 100 times more for it or something, right? Like, that's just a possibility. So we're going to have that pressure, but like Tuttle said, we're not going to like tell anyone to do it, right? It's just going to be completely and totally just sort of whoever owns the plot gets to decide what they want to do with it. Now, again, like the map-based stuff that we do with the auctions, I'm totally envisioning maps that are persistent, where you basically want to buy. Somebody in the comments here was talking about like wanting to get to a piece next to G-Kid, because who doesn't want to be G-Kid's neighbor? I mean, that's just the thing, right? But being able to go to the map, clicking on that location, and it just takes you to the asset page for that NFT. It might take you to OpenSea. It might take you to Nifty, right? Like, it'll be wherever it happens to be. And I think that's just going to be super slick and really fun, and probably won't take that long before it's something that we see.
Well, eventually, enter .TheUpLift World, the one NFT portal chain hub to rule them all. Really, like you'll be able to connect all of your wallets in there eventually, and like Corey said, that will, I guess, I mean, it could be improved and bettered upon, but I mean, it's pretty kick ass right now, if you ask me, right? Like, we're only on one chain.
What happens when you can withdraw Upliftium NFTs to 5 different chains and then melt them back?
Exactly. Yeah.
That's the magic, and everybody think hard about that. Right now, you can crystallize wax or upliftium onto wax. There's no reason we can't have you crystallize upliftium onto any chain you want as an NFT. I would say we would make the amounts higher on Ethereum, maybe 10 million and 100 million NFTs instead of 1 million, so that people don't have to deal with gas quite as much. But like, there could be a lot of value to having that NFT over on the Ethereum side. They may even wind up with slightly different markets, and there might be arbitrage with people running through in game to try to get that upliftium from one side to the other. So could be a lot of fun.
And I'm working on a couple pieces right now as well that are, I don't know, it might take me a week or so to get them out because we're busy with other stuff. But we're looking into other wallets for other chains, right? So I'm working on a piece right now that touches into Phantom Wallet, which is really interesting because there's galleries that are based on Solana NFTs in the Uplift World right now. So the idea that you can have these galleries that are based on various chains and then potentially, port them over to other places, it's fun because I'm never sure what I'm allowed to say. I don't want to ruin all the output.
It just like the number we put in the fucking time, guys. Like the last 3 months, the last year have been pretty effing challenging. I don't know why I said fucking and then effing. Because I don't swear on the internet enough. But just thinking in terms of the number of things that we have thought of already. And we'll go into all the features and potential add-ons that's going to be part of this conversation with the white paper walkthrough. So the number of things that we're going to be able to do this year is nuts. It's absolutely bonkers. We have an idea of how many cool things are going to come from that, but I guarantee you right now, we don't know all of the amazing benefits that are going to come from creating all of this crazy network effect between the chains. It's just like a really interesting guess. And I think it's going to be 10 times bigger than even we think. That's just a guess. All right. Hey,
I almost didn't want to let you finish. I just wanted to cut it off after you because I thought that was good. It's like some of us and maybe others might be here tomorrow at same time at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We got to go because we got stuff to do, things to build.
I'm still going to play the Mall Gallery video to get us out because TC's totally right. That's just a tradition that should never go away.
All right, go for it.
Game on.